In this video, we're going to talk about on-prem AI and media management with Axle AI. Real quick, you're watching VP Land. Special thanks to our sponsors, Blackmagic, View, and LucidLink for helping make our NAB coverage possible. And now, back to the video. All right, I'm back here with Sam at Axle AI. Sam, good to see you again.
Good to see you.
So we had our kind of in-depth demo of Axle last year, but what do we got going on this year?
Sure. So, a few key things that we're really excited about. The first one is that we're bringing more of our AI functionality onto the Mac Mini.
Yes, all right.
And the Mac Studio,
Okay.
of course, pretty compatible. And those are super powerful, and we've already added our scene understanding and semantic search. And then from there, we're going to be adding more AI functionality for things like face recognition and so forth over the coming year. But even now, you can do scene understanding, you can do speech transcription, so you can really do a lot on the Mac platform without needing an NVIDIA AI engine attached.
And the advantage of all this is just some primer, like on-premises.
On-premise AI.
Media,
And media management.
Media management and the AI can run on-prem, so nothing has to go to the cloud.
Which is key. That's one thing in the last year. It's not that we've changed that much, but I think people's awareness of like how much of their content is sort of seeping out into the world through AI. Just like that Studio Ghibli thing that just came out.
Yes.
Where like all of a sudden, every animation you see looks like Studio Ghibli. Those guys have got to be pissed. And you can imagine how any filmmaker with a particular style or episodic or reality show maker with a particular style is thinking, if I just put my stuff on cloud AI, who knows what's going to come out the other end of the funnel. Right. And some of the big vendors like Amazon, they have it in their terms of service that they retain the right to keep your stuff for training.
To train if they want to?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Which and like people just say, oh well, but it's not it's like this is your content, you own it. So with our software, everything is run on either on-premise or on private servers that you control. But it's not in the public cloud, it's not training somebody else's stuff. It's really key.
And yeah, it's a key point too, because also even, like something with Studio Ghibli where they put the public film out and there's a style, for content creators, like your raw footage and your B-roll is also more valuable to the AI companies. And so it's interesting to be able to protect it or have it on your own storage and train locally, because even that, the raw footage is very valuable and interesting.
Yeah, it's really important. So anyway, so that part of our business has been growing a lot. Now there's a couple of other new developments. We're offering private cloud deployments of Axle AI Cloud. So we did have a public cloud version for people to try, and actually quite a lot of users of that. But we've gotten corporate customers and broadcasters come to us saying, I would like my own instance of Axle AI Cloud.
That runs on the cloud, or
on their cloud.
Is stored on their cloud.
They choose it. So like, I want to run it with Backblaze storage. I want to run it with Storj, or I want to, or I want it with AWS for the front end, but OVH cloud in Europe or whatever. So we're giving people that kind of flexibility in deployment. And actually, a great example of that is the next booth over, Atomos. So they're launching something called Atomosphere here at the show, and that integrates a lot of our technology so that it's their product, but with kind of Axle AI inside in some ways.
Okay, we haven't talked to them yet, but Atomosphere is their own cloud storage system.
It is,
and so they'll be able to run Axle AI for AI analysis.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. And we sort of talked about this at the beginning about the updates with Mac, but can you walk me through what are some of the AI analysis you can do if you have a Mac Mini connected to your server, your storage system, your on-prem system?
So today what you can do is what we call our scene understanding. That's what categorizes the scene. It says two people walking on a beach, or a car driving into the sunset, or whatever. That description is then searchable. So we have semantic search using vector technology. So you don't have to know exactly what you're looking for. You can just describe, I want to see a lot of laughing, or I want to see violence, or, and you can search for not only this big level concepts, but even more precise concepts like, some people with blue clothing, and it'll find those. So that semantic search is now also available on the Mac Mini and Mac Studio. And then our speech transcription, Axle AI Speech. So with that as a package, you can do like 80% of the searching that our customers do. Now there's also specific searches like wanting to train faces. Let's say you have the cast of a show and you want to train it on those particular people to see who was in the frame and not. For that, you still need our NVIDIA add-on. But the PCs that can run that kind of stuff are increasingly very affordable and compact. So it could be as little as like a $1,500 PC, a gaming PC, essentially.
With an NVIDIA card.
With an NVIDIA card in it.
It's not out yet. They announced it at CES. The NVIDIA Digits
Yes.
computer, which I believe you just told me is called something else now.
Now the DGX.
The DJX. Okay, the NVIDIA's personal AI computer.
Yeah, which is really cool.
How do you see that coming into play with Axel?
Well, we love it. I mean, first of all, we've had stuff on NVIDIA for the longest time. It would be a no-brainer to port to that, and we probably will. But it is at a different price point than the Mac Mini. Kind of overlaps more with the Mac Studio. And the big thing about it is it's a dedicated purchase. Like, no one's going to buy that machine to run Microsoft Word because it doesn't run Microsoft Word. It's not going to run Photoshop because there's no Photoshop. So it's a very limited use case. And the one thing we found is whatever the drawbacks of Mac or PC hardware, you can always use it for something else, right? So if you outgrow, let's say someone buys our stuff to run on a Mac Mini, and then they outgrow it for that and they need some other hardware. Well, a Mac Mini is always useful, especially with a bunch of RAM in it, so they can always turn it into an editing station. With the NVIDIA thing, it's really cool, but like, you either use it for that or you've got a very expensive paperweight.
I guess I'm going to start training my own AI models.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think there is a great future for it. The other thing is, of course, it's not shipping yet, which always makes it tricky. They like pre-announced it, then they pre-announced it. So when it's actually, and like we've gotten ourselves on the advanced list for one, but I'll have more sensible things to say once we actually had our hands on it. And also, I mean, the other thing is NVIDIA historically, they've done very cool developer toolkits like the Nano, very inexpensive hardware. But the level of software maintenance that you get with those is not what you expect of an Apple or a Microsoft. Like if you go out and you just read the forums for like Nano developers, they're like hunting around on open source for a driver that they might be able to make it work.
To get stuff that you would expect to work on a Mac or PC to get it to work on that.
So it's going to be like the Linux world but squared, because it's like Linux but on brand new hardware that nobody really knows what it is yet. So I think that's part of it. I don't want to, bet against it, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a few more delays before they roll that out, just because it's probably developer ready right now, but it may not be ready for sale to the public, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Last year also when we talked, you were sort of Axel, you're on-prem, and then Axel in the cloud.
Yep.
And it was sort of two separate products. Is there any progress with the integration or kind of one?
There is progress with not only integration, we've had a lot of customers actually doing hybrid deployments where they use the Axel on-premise in conjunction with the cloud stuff. So that's happening more and more. I think part of it is in the few years since COVID, a lot of people have come back to the office, but only partially. So they still have a kind of distributed approach. Then they're like, well, why would I spend all this money on cloud storage when I can just buy a NAS and park it in my office? And when we come into the office, we can all work on the material. We don't have to like download it. So the benefits of on-prem are becoming clearer, but cloud really has its constituency. So we think that hybrid model is clearly the future. And we right now, it's more of an integration of the two pieces, but we are working towards like all just one architecture where you would like flip a switch and say, okay, I want everything on cloud, or I want everything on-prem, or some points in between with the same exact UI. So that's still a little ways out, especially because of all this other activity going on. Like we're not a huge company, so we have to balance our development priorities. And it's really clear right now, there's a ton of demand for our on-prem stuff. And now, particularly because of the Atomos partnership, there's a bunch of new demand for the cloud. So the merger of the two doesn't quite take a backseat, but probably gets pushed off by 4 months or more because of that.
Yeah, and with the importance you're seeing of on-prem, like what kind of other trends are you seeing with remote work or just kind of workflows in general, what people are doing?
I think people have higher expectations for remote work now. You're seeing a lot of, I would say, Lucid Link-like solutions. People don't want to have to download and copy to a local hard drive and work on, they want to be able to just access it. And so LucidLink has kind of set a really nice high bar for that, but it's not cheap.
Right.
So what people
be able to access it, but not have everything in the cloud.
Exactly.
Like that.
Well, and also maybe it is in the cloud, but it looks like it's local because you have a device driver that connects you to that. So I guess people are asking for more transparent workflows and easy workflows that are keyed off that. And that's just more like the cloud becomes part of day-to-day life. Like a few years ago, the cloud was like a totally different place. And that was not a file, that was an object in a bucket, and you want the object back from the bucket. Then you could convert it to a file in the process. And then you could open the file. But it's like, why do I have to jump through all those hoops? Why can't it all just look like one thing? So I do think we're headed that way, but that's a broader trend. It's not like it just happened, but I think you can expect to see more of that over the next 6 to 18 months.
Cool. Thanks a lot, Sam. Appreciate the update.
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
That's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and thanks again to our sponsors for helping make our NAB coverage possible. For more NAB videos, be sure to check out our playlist with all of our NAB coverage. Catch you in the next episode.